The year was 2084, and humanity was still crawling through the solar system at a fraction of light speed. The problem wasn't power, it was the static barrier. Every time we pushed a craft toward relativistic speeds, the ship didn't just hit a wall of physics. It began to unravel at a molecular level. Dr. Eris Thorne didn't look for a bigger engine. He looked for a different dimension. The breakthrough, the Thorne Hollow drive. Most scientists were trying to punch a hole through space-time. Thorne realized space-time wasn't a sheet of paper. It was a fluid. If you couldn't move through it faster, you had to change the fluid's viscosity. The FTL engine, officially the non-Euclidean displacement core, wasn't built in a lab. It was grown in a zero-G crystalline vat outside the orbit of Jupiter. The core, the heart. At the center sits a grapefruit-sized sphere of metallic hydrogen-7 suspended in a permanent graviton loop. This isn't the fuel, it's the anchor. It vibrates at a frequency that resonates with the background hum of the universe. 2. The Weaver coils surrounding the core are thousands of superconducting filaments made of ghost copper, an alloy that exists simultaneously in 3 quantum states. When energized, these coils don't create thrust. They create a phase shift field. 3. The Loom effect. When the engine engages, it doesn't move the ship. Instead, the Weaver coils stitch the space in front of the ship to the space behind it. "We aren't traveling across the distance," Thorne famously told the UN Security Council. "We are simply making the distance irrelevant by folding the fabric until the start and the finish are the same stitch." The first jump, the test ship, the SSS Weaver, sat in the silence of the Jovian shadow. T-10 seconds, the core begins to glow a color that does not exist on the visible spectrum, a shade of bruised ultraviolet. T-5 seconds, the crew reports a harmonic ringing in their teeth. This is the sound of their own atoms aligning with the Weaver coils. 0. There is no roar of fire. There is no warp stretch like in the old movies. To an outside observer, the Weaver simply turned inside out and vanished into a point of infinite blackness. Inside the ship, the crew felt a momentary sensation of being everywhere at once. For 1/1000th of a second, their consciousness was smeared across the 2 light years between Sol and Proxima Centauri. The cost of speed. When the Weaver reappeared near Proxima b, the engine was cold, but the hull was covered in a thin layer of chronal frost. Ice made of time that hadn't happened yet. The FTL engine worked, but it came with a warning. Space-time is a fabric, and if you stitch it too many times in the same place, the fabric starts to tear. The stars are finally within reach, but we've learned that the universe remembers every shortcut we take.